The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene is alongside the post-Senior Bowl 7-round mock draft put together by a very own Flostradamus. Look at that mullet. It's so wonderful. And he gets to talk about his favorite team here, the New England Patriots.
Love them.
Lifelong Jets fan, loves talking about the New England Patriots, but he's come up with quite the haul here for Bill Belichick and company. They're picking 21 overall, and with the first pick, they get a wide receiver, Chris Olave, the wide receiver out of Ohio State. I love that guy.
I like Chris Olave a lot, and he fits that Patriot way very well. This gives them the over-the-top. I think this kind of opens up Hunter Henry, kind of opens up Jonnu Smith. They need somebody who's going to press you down the field. Mac Jones, look, when it got cold, he got bad. Am I shocked by that? No, I'm not, because he doesn't have the greatest arm strength in the world.
He's got a pea shooter.
However, Chris Olave's not just a deep threat. He's a very good technical route runner, short, intermediate. There's two big knocks on him. One, he lets the ball get into his body. I think that can be coached out of him. The other thing is he's not much of a threat as a blocker. Okay. He'll do it. Mm-hmm. He's just he's 190 pounds, so there's not a lot of bulk there. But I don't think any of that matters. I think in that New England system, he would be a tremendous fit, and it takes away some of the reservations I've had about him. That Chris Olave, some of the best plays he makes are on broken plays or where nobody is anywhere near him. In that Belichick system, in that New England way, I could easily see him being such a good route runner that it makes him a true premier number one.
He is a no-doubt home run hitter, in my opinion. In the second round at 54 overall, Derion Kendrick, cornerback out of Georgia, transfer from Clemson.
There's so much raw talent here, and I could see him being ultimately the replacement to J.C. Jackson. He started as a receiver, transferred out, started at Clemson, wound up at Georgia. I've never seen I see the talent, I just don't see it consistently. If there's one person in this world that can get the talent out of him, it's Bill Belichick. Mm-hmm. You put him in that defense, I think you will be blown away at how good this kid can be. Not a particularly good cover or not a particularly good tackler. Press has never really been his thing. So what do? You put him in a system where the great master tactician can use him. Some character concerns, that's never really shied Belichick away from guys. I don't think he'll shy him away here.
Belichick's a guy that's always got seems to have control over his players. In the third round, pick number 85 overall, Christian Harris, linebacker, Alabama.
I think we've seen a time or two that Bill really likes taking Alabama players. And to me, this one fits. I have thought people had Christian Harris rated too high for quite some time. He just reminds me of a lot of other Alabama linebackers where he's a jack of all trades, master of none. He is bad in coverage. Bad. Mm-hmm. But he can be a first two down linebacker. I think he fits in Bill's scheme quite well. One of the reasons that you always see these things is because there's so many similarities between what Saban does and what Bill does. So you can cover some of these deficiencies. The one thing I will say, anytime Christian Harris is on the field and if this ends up being a passing down, they're going to pick on him. Now, can Bill mitigate some of those things with scheme and know-how? And absolutely. Better than anybody in the NFL. So I look at the things that he does well, and those translate well to a Bill Belichick defense, and I think Bill can teach him to not be such a liability in coverage.
In the fourth round, pick 125 overall, you got Bill ending up with, the nephew of a guy that gave him some trouble over the years, Troy Polamalu's nephew out of USC, Isaiah Pola-Mao.
If there's one thing we've seen Bill do time and time and time again, it's take raw safeties and try to develop them. He kind of reminds me of a poor man's Patrick Chung. The only thing is he's in a much better body to be Patrick Chung than Patrick Chung ever was. Mm-hmm. It's a developmental piece. He can come in and immediately contribute on special teams. I don't think you want to see him in anything but sub packages. To start off with, he could be a sub linebacker. I kind of, and I'm not going to lie, I kind of cheated here because I like the idea of pairing Christian Harris with Pola-Mao because I think Christian Harris can be that two-down linebacker. Then you see Pola-Mao come in passing situations. He's not a great coverage safety, but I think he kind of translates to being more of a modern-day NFL joker linebacker. And Bill, to me, that's a match made in heaven. I think that's the best possible landing spot for him.
All right, and their fifth pick of the draft, they only have 5. 6th round, 208 overall, offensive tackle out of Utah. This is a big old kid, 6'8", 330 pounds, Bam Olaseni.
Yeah, he's actually closer to about 350. This is a gigantic human being. And he's not overly athletic. I think that's what's going to ding him. He's a very good run blocker. Needs to, work on his feet and pass game. But how do you mitigate things with a quarterback in Mac Jones that's not an elite talent? You run the damn ball. Mm-hmm. And I look at Olaseni as a guy that immediately can be a swing tackle, the sixth lineman that comes in and run formations. I have a weird feeling that Bill would find some way to get his big ass in the backfield. This is a Bill-type player. No. If you want to be a downhill running team, this is a kid that should not slip past you with that last pick. He's raw, and there's some pad level issues. There's been some leaning issues where he gets his hands over his feet, and those are all technical things. I can't teach a kid to be 6'8", 350, and he kind of reminds me of what I saw out of Trent Brown. Obviously, Bill got a lot out of Trent Brown. Mm-hmm. Josh McDaniels got a lot out of Trent Brown. I could see him being, in time, a replacement that does some of the same things. Is he going to come in and be an immediate contributor? No. But in a draft where there's a lot of beauties in the eye of the beholder at tackle, this is a kid that I could see a team falling in love with and getting a hell of a steal out of. Bill
and company was able to find 3 immediate contributors in last year's draft class. I think they at the very least, I believe you got one in Chris Olave in this one, but another job well done by you, Flostradamus.
That would be 3 immediate starters to me. Kendrick would come in and be at the very worst a sub-package corner. Christian Harris would be a first 2-down linebacker. You'd find at worst special teams work for Pola-Mao. With only 5 picks, which I think is the fewest I've ever seen a Belichick team have, I don't do trades in the first one. You rest assured there's probably going to be a trade somewhere.
Hit that subscribe button so you get all of our 7-round mock draft coverage right here in the Sportsocracy. Each and every team covered. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene, and we will see you next time.